You didn't go to Soy 6 looking for a wife. You went looking for a good time. And now you're pricing engagement rings on Lazada. You landed in Pattaya 5 days ago. You've known her for 72 hours. And you've somehow convinced yourself you found the one in a building with a bar fine bell? Brother, you met her between lady drinks and Jenga. You don't know her favorite color. You don't know her bar tab. And now you're talking about, she wants to quit for me. You're not like the others. She said I make her feel safe. Of course she did. That's not love, that's customer retention. You are not Romeo. You are a repeat client with Wi-Fi, and today, we're fixing that. Before we go any further, if you've ever almost caught feelings in a bar with a strobe light and bad decisions, hit the like button, subscribe if you're trying to keep your wallet out of your emotions, and if this video saves you from wiring 200,000 baht to a girl you met on a plastic stool, you're welcome in advance. I'm Tommy, and this is a degenerate's guide to not marrying a Soy 6 bar girl. Now let's begin the intervention.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
The she's different delusion. You don't actually fall in love with her. You fall in love with how she makes you feel. That's the trap. She laughs at everything you say. She sits close. She touches your arm. She tells you you're a handsome man. She says, you're not like the other customers. Of course you're not like the other customers. The other customers left. You stayed. You bought dinner. You extended the time. You tipped. Congratulations. You unlocked the premium experience. And then she hits you with the line every single guy thinks is exclusive. I don't really like working here. That's when your brain shuts off. Now you're not on a holiday anymore. You're on a rescue mission. You start imagining taking her out of the bar, renting her a condo, paying her bills, giving her a better life. Save her from what? Her job? The job that makes her more in one night than you make in 3 days? You're not saving her. You're volunteering to become payroll. And the worst part? It feels real. It feels intense. You've been drinking. You've been sleeping together. You've been trauma bonding over neon lights and bad decisions. That cocktail hits hard. You mistake chemistry for proximity. You mistake performance for personality. Because understand something, Soy 6 is not a dating pool. It is a sales floor, and she's very good at her job. You don't lose control in the bedroom, you lose control in your imagination. That's where the fantasy builds. That's where you start rewriting the story in your head. And once that fantasy starts, you're halfway down the road to doing something stupid. Love shouldn't require bank transfers. This is where it stops being cute and starts being expensive. Because the second she says she wants to quit for you, you feel proud, like you just won the Olympics of emotional delusion. She doesn't want other customers anymore. Yeah, because now she has one. You, on salary. First it's small. Can you help me with rent? It's not even a big number. You barely flinch. You tell yourself, I'd spend that on bar fines anyway. Logical, mature, responsible. 2 weeks later, there's a sick buffalo. 3 weeks later, there's a cousin in the hospital. 4 weeks later, there's a motorbike payment. You didn't adopt a girlfriend. You subscribed to a village. And here's where it gets nasty. You start feeling good about it. You start walking around like some noble provider. Chest out, she quit for me. Yeah, because you replaced her entire customer base with one emotionally attached ATM. And don't miss this. Once she quits, the power dynamic flips. When she was working, she needed volume. Now she needs you. And you need her to validate the fact that you weren't stupid. That's when the real trap snaps shut. Because now, if you leave, you're not just walking away from a fling, you're abandoning your girl. You'll start thinking about the rent you paid, the fridge you bought, the aircon you fixed. Congratulations. You built equity in a property you don't own. And the numbers creep fast. Night 1, 3,000 baht. Week 1, 20,000 baht. Month 1, 80,000 baht. 3 months in, you're Googling engagement rings and visa rules. You didn't fall in love. You escalated your overhead. And here's the punchline. If she actually loved you, there wouldn't be a payment plan attached. The moment you lose control, there's a very specific moment when the entire situation flips. And most guys don't miss it. At the beginning, she's chasing you. She's texting you. She's sending the little heart emojis. Miss you. Where you go tonight? Come see me. It feels good. You feel chosen. You feel like the king of Pattaya. But once you start paying for rent, once you start spending money, once she quits the bar because you're taking care of her, the power flips. Hard. Because now she knows something very important. You're emotionally invested. And the second a soy 6 girl knows you're emotionally invested, the negotiation is over. Now it's leverage. Now you'll start hearing things like, why you look other girls? You don't love me? If you love me, you help me. You promise to take care of me. And suddenly the guy who came to Pattaya to escape drama is now arguing in a condo about Instagram followers and bar girls he looked at for 6 seconds too long. Brother, you didn't adopt a girlfriend. You adopted a full-time stress position. And it gets better, because the more you give, the less impressed she becomes. The first time you send 5,000 baht, she says thank you. The 10th time you send 5,000 baht, she asks why it's not 10. Because generosity feels like love to you. But to someone who survives on transactions, it just becomes the new price. And the worst part, you'll start policing yourself. You'll stop going out. You'll stop talking to other girls. You'll start acting like a married man in a city built for degeneracy. All for a girl whose job description used to include ringing a bell every time someone paid her attention. You came to Pattaya to be free. Now you're in a relationship with a curfew. You can't save her. And that's the part that breaks guys. Let's say the quiet part out loud. You didn't fall in love with her. You fell in love with the story you built in your head. The story where you're the guy who shows up and changes her life. The guy who takes her out of the bar. The guy who proves she's not like the others. Men love that story. The hero, the rescuer, the one good man she's been waiting for. It's a beautiful fantasy. It's also complete bullshit. Because Soy 6 isn't some tragic accident she wandered into. It's an industry, a machine, a place built entirely around extracting money from men who want to feel special for a few hours. And a lot of the girls working there are very, very good at their job. They know how to flirt. They know how to listen. They know how to tell you exactly what you want to hear. That's not manipulation, that's skill. You didn't go into a casino and get mad that the dealer knows how to deal cards. And you don't walk into a Soy 6 and expect the girls to suddenly forget how the game works because you bought them fried rice and a condo lease. You are not the first guy who tried to save her. You're not the 10th either. There's been a long line of emotional philanthropists before you. Each one convinced he was different. Each one convinced he cracked the code. Each one learning the same expensive lesson. Because the problem isn't that she's evil. The problem is incentives. If a girl can make 60 to 100,000 baht a month entertaining tourists, why would she suddenly want a normal life with one guy who argues about grocery bills? The math doesn't work. You're trying to replace a business model with a romantic fantasy, and fantasy doesn't pay rent. So what usually happens? One day, the story changes. The text gets slower, the excuses get bigger, the money requests get weirder, and suddenly the girl who only wanted you is back out with friends every night while you're sitting in a condo wondering how the hell you became a cautionary tale. You didn't fail, you just tried to turn a business transaction into a love story. And Pattaya has been eating guys alive for doing exactly that for the last 30 years. Enjoy the game. Don't rewrite the rules. Here's the correct play. You meet a girl on Soy 6. You have fun. You spend a night, maybe a couple of days together. Cool. That's the experience. But the moment you start talking about quitting the bar, paying rent, building a future, meeting the family, you've lost the plot. Soy 6 is entertainment. It's not a matchmaking service. These girls are working. You're visiting. That's the relationship. The smartest guys who come to Pattaya understand this. They enjoy the moment. They don't build fantasies. They don't start wiring money. And they definitely don't start planning a wedding with someone they met during happy hour. You came to Pattaya to have freedom. Don't trade that freedom for a relationship built in a bar that sells Jenga and lady drinks. Enjoy the game. Just don't rewrite the rules. So, if you're sitting in Pattaya right now, 3 days into a holiday, staring at a girl who's calling you husband after 2 bar fines and a Chang tower, take a breath. You didn't meet your soulmate. You met a professional. And that's fine. That's literally why this place exists. Just don't confuse a good time with a life decision. Because Pattaya has turned a lot of men into cautionary tales. Simply because they forgot the difference between entertainment and reality. Enjoy the moment, laugh, have fun. Make memories you probably shouldn't repeat in front of your mother. Just don't start writing love stories inside a business transaction. Now, before you degenerates run off and make terrible decisions tonight, do me a favor. Hit the like button so this video gets pushed out to more guys who might need this reality check. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel because we drop a new Degenerates Guide video every week, breaking down the truths about Pattaya nightlife that nobody else wants to say out loud. And if you really enjoy the content and want to support the channel, you can check out the links in the description below for Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, or Cash App. Big thank you to everyone over there supporting the channel and keeping these videos coming. You degenerates know who you are, and I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm Tommy, and this was a Degenerate's Guide to Not Marrying a Soy 6 Bar Girl. Stay reckless, stay unapologetic, and I'll see you in the next mess. Cheers, you degenerates.
Now we running the game, they can't play us. We don't need an assist, now we counting up chips. I think it's time that they pay y'all. Let's go. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.